Hello and welcome to Evans Acres Mini Farm. We are a small family-run farm located just outside of Tremont, Utah in Bothwell. Come along with me and I'll show you some of the animals we raise on our farm. First of all, no farm would be complete without chickens. In fact, some of you may even have chickens and you don't even live on a farm. A lot of people love to have backyard chickens because they're small, easy to care for, and provide eggs to eat. This is where our chickens live. There are two parts to a chicken coop. The inside is called the chicken coop, while the outside is called the chicken run. Let's take a peek inside. Inside you can see these roosting bars. This is where the chickens sleep. They don't sleep in beds, they sleep perched on top of these bars. Down below you can see their nesting boxes. This is where they lay their eggs. That big white barrel is full of their food. Let's go check and see if they've laid any eggs today. Right over here are the doors that you can use to open up and check for eggs. Let's talk a little bit more about farm fresh chicken eggs. At your house, I'm sure you keep your eggs in the refrigerator. That's because they were washed before they were sent to the grocery store. When a hen lays an egg, she puts a special coating on the outside called the bloom. This keeps the egg safe from bacteria growing inside of it. It also helps the eggs stay fresh longer. So once I take these eggs in the house, I can leave them on the counter for weeks, as long as I haven't washed them yet. But I will definitely wash them before making my breakfast or baking a cake. They have been in a chicken coop after all. Did you know a chicken lays about 5 to 6 eggs a week? They usually skip 1 to 2 days per week. Are you noticing the different colors of eggs? Usually, when you get them from the store, they're all white. But at a farm, you can get light brown, dark brown, green, blue. Different breeds of chickens lay different colors of eggs. Farm fresh eggs are so healthy and so yummy. How do you like your eggs cooked? Now let's go and see where they go outside to play. This is their chicken run. They spend most of the day in the run, then an automatic door opens in the afternoon after they've laid their eggs, so they can go outside and look for other insects to eat. Then at night when it gets dark, they know to go back to their coop so they can tuck themselves in to sleep on their roosts again. Sometimes naughty chickens don't go back and they get locked out for the night. Then they end up laying their eggs in other parts of the farm, so we have to go on an Easter egg hunt to find the missing eggs. Each spring, the hens will lay eggs and they sit on the eggs until they hatch. A baby chicken is called a chick. The baby chicks need to stay warm, so we put a heat lamp over them until they're big enough. It takes about 5 months for the baby chicks to grow into full-size chickens who can then start laying eggs of their own. A female chicken is called a hen and a male chicken is called a rooster. What animal crows when the sun comes up? Do you know? That's right, the rooster. Okay, now we're leaving the chickens and moving on to the next farm animal. Next up are the goats. Goats are funny little animals, each with their own personality. Goats are good on a farm because they will eat the weeds. You can also use goats for the milk. On our farm, we have about 25 goats. and they each have a name. Each spring, the mama goats have their babies. Each mom usually has about 2 to 3 babies. Sometimes they only have one, but they can even have as many as 4 to 5 at one time. A female goat is called a doe or a nanny. A male goat is called a buck or a billy. A baby goat is called a kid. As the kids start to grow, they get a little more rambunctious and start to play. They are so funny to watch. This one finally made it. Just like human kids, even goat kids get crazy and wild sometimes. Everybody who visits the farm in the spring loves to hold the baby goats. Which farm animal has rectangular pupils? Can you guess? That's right, goats. Some people think their eyes look crazy. When a baby goat is born, the first thing it drinks is milk from its mom. As it gets a few weeks old, it starts eating a little bit of hay and grain. By the time it's 8 weeks old, or about 2 months, it no longer needs milk from its mom. Just like a human, we used to drink bottles, and now we eat food. That's the same thing with their babies. So once the babies no longer need the mama's milk, we wean them, which means they don't drink from their mom anymore. They just eat hay and grain. At this point, we can start milking the goats. Goat milk is really good for humans. A lot of people drink it. But here at our farm, we use the goat milk to make products to use on your skin, like soap and lotion. We then take these things to farmers market and sell them. Next on the farm are the pigs. Pigs love to eat things like fruits and vegetables. Pumpkins are one of their favorite treats. They'll eat just about anything you give them. These are our 3 Kuni pigs: Beans, Patty, and Tulip. Have you ever heard a pig oink? Baby pigs are called piglets. Piglets drink the milk from their mom too. As they get older, they start to eat hay and grass. A female pig is called a sow. A male pig is called a boar. Can pigs sunburn? They sure can. That's why they like to roll in the mud. Rolling in the mud also helps them stay cooled off on hot days. Next up are the sheep. Right now we only have 2 sheep. These are our Valais black-nosed sheep. Their names are Larry and Mo. Their hair is called wool. It keeps on growing and has to be sheared off. Humans use wool to keep warm. We like to wear wool socks and wool sweaters, and maybe cuddle up in a wool blanket on a cold night. So we need to give them a haircut so they don't get too hot. But we don't call it a haircut, we call it shearing. We use special clippers that cuts it close to their skin and gets it off of them. You have to be careful so we don't cut their skin. Once it's all done, they look kind of funny, but they sure feel better. Look at all of that wool. Their wool immediately starts to grow again. We only shear them in the summer. We let it grow for the winter so that they can stay warm while they're outside. A baby sheep is called a lamb. A female sheep is called a ewe. Not like the letter U, or even if I said, hey you. It is spelled E-W-E, ewe. A male sheep is called a ram. How do sheep communicate their emotions? Through the position of their ears. Next, we're moving along to the horses. Horses come in all different sizes and colors. Most people use horses to ride on. Some even use them for rodeos. But at our farm, we only raise miniature horses. So an adult can't ride them. Small kids can ride them, and Beethoven can even pull a pony cart. A female horse is called a mare. A male horse is called a stallion or a gelding. A baby horse is called a foal. You can also call a female baby horse a filly and a male baby horse a colt. What is the fastest land animal on a farm? If you guessed horse, you're right. They can run about 30 miles an hour. Now we'll say goodbye to the horses and hello to the cows. A group of cows is called cattle. We have about 20 cows here on our farm. We raise many different breeds of cattle. We have Highland, Galloway, Hereford, Lowline Angus, Dexter, British White Park, High Park, and many Highland crossbreeds. We raise miniature cattle. So each spring we get about 15 to 20 babies. Yeah. A baby cow is called a calf. A female cow is called a cow. However, if the female cow hasn't had a baby yet, it's called a heifer. A male cow is called a bull. Steers are also boys. Most people think bulls are mean, but that's not necessarily true. Our bulls are some of our sweetest animals. One mistake a lot of people make is thinking that only bulls have horns. This is Duncan. He's a boy, he is a bull, and he has horns. This is Daisy. She's a girl, she is a cow, and she also has horns. This is Buck and Morty. They are both boys, they are both bulls, and neither of them have horns. This is Maggie. She's a girl. She has had a couple of babies, so she's a cow, and she does not have horns. Horns are based off of the breed and whether or not they inherit the gene from their parents. So if you're ever trying to decide if it's a male or a female cow, looking at the horns isn't going to help. Farm animals live outside all year long, so we need to make sure and take care of them. There's certain things we have to do each season to keep them healthy. Just as we shear the sheep in the summer so they don't get too hot and let their wool grow in the winter so they don't get too cold, we need to make sure that cows can stay warm in the winter as well. We start before the snow even comes by putting down fresh straw for them to lay on to get dry and warm. We put down big straw bales to help break the wind. Then throughout the winter, each time a storm comes, we need to give them new straw so they have a dry place to lay. Then we make sure they have plenty of food and make sure their water isn't frozen over. Tractors and other equipment are very important on a farm. They help assist us in our farm work. Farm work goes on, whether it's hot outside or whether it's storming. You don't get to take a day off. The animals are depending on us. How many stomachs does a cow have? The answer is a cow's stomach has 4 compartments. And last but certainly not least, on our farm we raise miniature donkeys. If you've never been around a miniature donkey before, let me just tell you, they are the sweetest, most loving farm animal you'll ever meet. They are always so excited to see you and make you feel so important. Sometimes it's hard to get things done because they're always right up in your face. They like to be right wherever the humans are. Baby donkeys are also called a foal, the same as a horse. A female donkey is called a jenny, and a male donkey is called a jack. The craziest thing about donkeys is that they can be pregnant anywhere from 10.5 months up to 14 months. That's more than a whole year. But it's definitely worth the wait to have these cute little animals on the farm. Nothing beats a baby donkey. Can you guess which farm animal has long ears? You're right, it's the donkey. That brings us to the end of our tour on the farm. Now that you've seen each and every one of the animals, do you have a favorite? Did you learn anything new? Let's make one last stop before we say goodbye. You saw a lot of animals eating pumpkins. Do you want to see where they were grown? Right here on the farm. A lot of farmers grow crops, usually alfalfa, barley, oats, corn, and other things that animals eat. But since our farm is a lot smaller, we just grow pumpkins. We let people pick them at our fall festival and throughout October and November. Then whatever's left over, the animals love to eat. Thanks again for spending some time with us on the farm. We sure hope you enjoyed it.